I picked up some of the springs from HillCo. I got the 18 kilogram springs. I wrote to Hannah there and asked, well, which ones do I need? I've got a 20 frame extractor, and she suggested these, so I'm going to give that a run. But what I wanted to do was to do a real-time comparison. So I didn't put the springs on. What I've done is I put the load in, balance it as best I can, and I'm going to run it, and then I'm going to stop and put the springs on. I'm not going to do a real heavy extraction. I'm not going to take it all off. I'm just going to run it for a couple minutes there. And so you guys can see it. I have a wood tripod on there thanks to Rodney Middleton and Russell Koopman. They suggest I put that. Oh, a little tip on running one of those things. Put your cardboard down there. Russell does that to ease cleaning, but it also makes a little divot for the wheels to sit in, so they don't move around quite as much. So anyways, so I'm going to fire this thing up. Okay, I've got the Beekeeper extractor going here, and she's walked over already. So, but I wanted you to see it. I've got it already on 5, and the reason I did that was rather than start out slow, I wanted to get a real good feel for what it was going to be like. And then I'll put the springs on so you guys take a good look at it, see what she's doing now. I'll stop it, put the springs on, and you'll be able to see what kind of difference it's making. So there you go. I fired it right up away at 5 again, and it is wobbling, but I expected that. Here's the thing though, it's not walking around the doggone floor. So if the thing's wobbling a bit up here, that's great. I can deal with that. Those are 20 medium frames in there too, but it's not moving across the doggone floor. And I'll have to double check on to make sure those are the right size springs, but I don't know. I'm just happy that I don't have to bolt the thing to the doggone floor or grab onto the tripod and try and hold it in place and so on. Was it worth the 90 or whatever dollars? Yeah, to me it is, because again, I'm not having to worry about the doggone thing walking all over the doggone place, walking away from the bucket that I've got on there. And again, I just started directly on 5 too. I didn't do any low extracting, which we usually do, like 2 or 3, and everybody else recommends you do that. I do it, but this was for dramatic effect, just to see what would happen, and I'm happy with it. I really am. It's like I said, it's shaking, but it's not walking. And not only that, because it's shaking, it's not putting stress on the legs either. It's just the back spring shaking back and forth. You don't have any flex on the legs, which is a little bit, I suppose, easier on it. So that's what I'm checking on here. By the way, there's several other things that use springs like this, like NORAD Command. All the buildings that are in Cheyenne Mountain, they're all mounted on springs. So anyways, that's my, and I paid for these, so take it for what it's worth. Greetings from Minnesota. God bless your bees. Leave your comments on there, and if you do an exact comparison too, by all means put it up there. I have one request from HillCo, from John, so I wish he'd put up a video on there how to select what springs to use. So, I put a shout out to him there. But yeah, I'm pretty bloody pleased. I might even celebrate with some lutefisk. Oh, by the way, it's 95 degrees in here. Makes the honey run better, but anyways, there you go. Take care. Boys, say hi. Bye-bye.
So Michael, what's the final word on the springs?
Well, grand news. I got a hold of, what was it, Jennifer and Hannah at HillCo, and they suggested I get the middle weight springs. Those are 18 kilograms, going to in the early part of the video. I don't know if I would do that again. I might go one step up, but Jennifer did get back to me and say, no, I've got the right ones. But after doing a complete side-by-side comparison, this is the only video on the good old interweb here that I know that did that. Exact same load with the springs and without them. So I bought some other stuff and got some insurance, so it came out to like $102, and then I get free shipping. Worth every penny. Now, that's my thought on it, so you can leave your comments down below and see what you thought of it. But I recommend these things. Yeah, it's not cheap, but the doggone thing isn't wobbling all over the place. And more importantly, well, it is to a point, but it's not trying to walk across the frickin' floor. So that's my thought. I'd like to do one with the heavier springs on, just see what the difference is. But God bless him. John came up with something, and by the way, I love HillCo's service, so that's I recommend him. Recommend the company. Not trying to do any butt kissing here. They didn't pay me for this, but my friend Delbert did buy me some coffee. So take care. Thanks.